Good afternoon. If anyone is here that wishes to speak regarding the public hearing on revisions to Chapter 26 of the Macon-Bibb County Code of Ordinances, please come up, sign in, let us know that you're here to speak on that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everyone here to Macon-Bibb County City Hall. Today is Tuesday, February the 15th, and the time is now 4 o'clock. We're going to begin our meeting tonight with several items that we have. Keep in mind that this is a hearing at 4 o'clock. We'll have a hearing to be announced in just a moment, and immediately preceding the hearing, we'll have some presentations. Those presentations are not up for debate tonight, but there are some presentations on some vendors on the items that we were voted on last week and we'll be voting on tonight at 6 o'clock. So this time I'd like to welcome everyone here. I will remind you, if you're here to speak at the public hearing, there are some forms down front that you can request to speak and address the commission on those concerns. At this time, I want to turn over to our Assistant County Attorney, Adriana Beavers, for some further information regarding the hearing.
Thank you, Mayor Miller. Good afternoon. We're here for a public hearing on some revisions to Chapter 26 of the Macon-Bibb County Code of Ordinances regarding occupation tax and business licensing. Previously, there were some self-conflicting provisions within the code requiring citations for violation to be heard either by the state or municipal court. The revisions that are available for public hearing now and comment add a definition of court to include any court of competent jurisdiction and to remove those self-conflicting provisions to only state that violations of the code may be heard in a court. So, has anyone come for public comment on these revisions to the Macon-Bibb County Code of Ordinances?
Thank you, Attorney Beavers, and thank you for setting this up and explaining to the public what we're doing here today. This is a change that we've made, voted upon, but it's required by law. We want to make sure that we are open and transparent with the public regarding this article that's being changed. Slight language, but important language. So we are here to hear that. Today we don't have anybody that has shown up or filled out any paperwork to speak tonight. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next portion of our meeting. At this time we have several presentations tonight. When you come forward to make a presentation, I ask you to please approach the podium there. If you don't mind moving your mask down a little bit as you speak so people out at home can hear you once you get up there to speak. Identify yourself by name. We have the name of your organization here. This is an opportunity to speak 5 to 10 minutes. I will let you know when you get 1 minute left so you can close out your remarks. This is not a question and answer session. We've already received your proposals before our last meeting. It did pass committee of a whole, a 9-0 vote, and we have a copy of the contract that our attorneys have drafted up to enter into with each one of your groups, as well as a proposal, and we have recommendations from the administration for each of your proposals. So this time, we're going to ask a representative from Motivating Youth Foundation to come forward to the podium, identify yourself, and we'll start the 10-minute ticker as well.
Good evening. I'm Roger Jackson, Director of Motivating Youth. I'm here representing Adult Readiness Program. Adult Readiness Program came about with the crime that was going on 3 or 4 years ago, and a group of us came together to see how could we come up with a solution, and not just add to it, but to come up with a solution. And the solution was that we would go out and we would talk to members of the community, go to the source, and find out what we could do to help them change their lives, what we can do to help them be able to earn a living. And with all the companies and businesses that are moving to Macon-Bibb County, you know, our thing was that we had to find an opportunity to open that gate for these individuals. And a lot of the individuals that we're dealing with, 90% of them, okay, 90% of them have a criminal record. And in dealing with the criminal record, as most of you know, it's hard to find a job. So our responsibility was to find out what we could do to deter them from going down that road, or putting down the guns, stop selling drugs, stop stealing, stop robbing. And our thing was, if we can find them and interviewing them, they said if they can find them a decent job where they can make a living and take care of their families, that they can find benefits that they would consider putting down and going living a good life. So we put the program together. I talked to a lot of companies, and the thing was, when these young people come in, they really don't have the soft skills. They don't have the career development. They don't have the interview skill, the customer service. So this is what adult readiness is all about. We have a program of teaching soft skills, career development, how to interview, and most of all, customer service. And my job is to go out and find companies, sit down with the HR, sit down with the owner, sit down with the president, vice president, and see. My big question to them was, who won't you hire? Instead of going back and forth as to what we think they would hire, point blank, tell me who won't you hire? And when we came to the consensus, they said, well, we're missing a lot of people of hiring because we have these rules that we've been grandfathered in over the years, that if you have a criminal record, we're not going to hire you. So when they see their application and they go to the criminal record part, have you been arrested? It goes in the trash. Now we have over 45 companies on board who have hired, out of 86 graduates, they've hired 80 people in the last 2.5 years. That's a remarkable record that we stand on. And these are facts. This is not hearsay. These are facts. We've recruited 3 or 4 more companies in the last week. Last Thursday, we had 15 graduates. As of Monday, we had 5 that have gotten jobs at reputable companies that you all have bagged over the years and that are in this community. Now, as of today, I got 4 emails with 4 more individuals that had interviews tomorrow and Thursday. And we look for all 15 to have interviews by Friday or Tuesday of next week. And we're looking for a 100% ratio of everybody having a job. You know, what we're dealing with is we're changing the minds of the unemployable, the minds of the criminal thinking, and saying that there are people out there who will give you an opportunity. And my sole responsibility is to go into these companies and be able to sit down with them and ask them, you know, would you give me 1 job? Would you give me 2 jobs? I don't want 10 or 20. I just want to start with 1. And if he works out or she works out, then maybe you'll call me back and say, hey, we need 1 more just like that, or just like him, or just like her. And that's what we're doing, you know. And it seemed to be one of the things here today in talking with these individuals in that graduation that nobody's never told them about soft skills, about customer service, you know, because a lot of the individuals that we're working with, they raised themselves. The streets have raised them. So we're dealing with and we're partnering with community supervision, probation office, drug court, daily reporting, division of child support. So we're working with a lot of people and a lot of groups that have said this is one program that we have to back, and we're sending individuals to you. You know, now they can't mandate that they come there, but they can only make a suggestion because it's not law. But a suggestion that they have made, and with the proof that we've been able to do it and find employment and place these individuals, it's been remarkable. And I'm saying, you know, we don't guarantee a job, but I do 99% of the time guarantee you're gonna get an interview, or 2, or 3, or 4. So that's where we at with adult readiness. And I want to thank you all for your time. I want to thank you all for reading our proposal, and hopefully you'll grant it to us, and we'll continue to serve this community proudly. Thank you.
Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate you submitting the proposal for consideration. This time we're going to move on to our next vendor, which is a Community Empowerment Center. If you'll come up to the mic as well and identify yourself, and please speak into that mic. We have some people at home that are listening to you as well. Identify everybody in your party, and you've got about 10 minutes to present any information that you think that we need to hear.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For those who do not know me, my name is Willie May. I spent 38 years of service in the Macon Police Department and the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. I'm here to tell you who we are, and then after I finish, which will be brief, we'll have our Chief Operating Officer of the Community Empowerment Center come forward and tell you what we're going to do. We're the Community Empowerment Center. Our history goes back to 2004 when we formed a nonprofit 501c3 named the Pleasant Hill Community Development Center. In 2017, when we relocated in the Bellevue, in the Bloomfield area, we renamed it to the Community Empowerment Center. We are, as I stated, a 501c3, and our mission is to enhance the quality of life for all residents who live in poverty-stricken communities, locally and around the world, and fosters the stability of the community. We're at 5555 Bethesda Avenue, Suite B, and we're happy to be a part of working with the city again in reference to whatever we can achieve to address all the issues that are stated in our grant. Thank you for giving us an opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Now I introduce Jason McClendon, who is our Chief Operating Officer, that will come forward and finish.
Yes, sir.
Greetings to the commission. As stated, my name's Jason McClendon, and also I believe Captain Willie Mace didn't really sell himself, as I'm sure a lot of people in the room know. For the city, for 14 years of running programs for youth, he was awarded for being able to start 14 different organizations that were reaching children and also those that were targeted in crime areas. But we had written a petition, I wrote a petition for our organization. We submitted it for all 3 areas. It was for crime intervention, case management, and crime prevention. We were thankful that we were chosen, and I was selected, or our organization was selected, to share about the crime intervention piece. And what we did is that our intervention team, we called the violence interruption workers. It's a primary service delivery mechanism which deals with the approach of intaking and processing those in the community that are targeted by crime or have committed crimes. Our organization has shown the capacity and the competence to be able to reach individuals, and we believe we have a good database. We are thankful that the commission has given us this grant because it'll empower us to bring more people to the table, collaborate with different agencies, which some are in the room, like the Mentors Project, I Hope Recovery Services, and also even the River's Edge. We even have some other community partners that have been working with us and collaborating with since we've been in Bloomfield. Now, one of the things that we're going to be doing is that the types of services that we will be working in include employment assistance, vocational training. We have secured opportunity to be able to do HVAC, heating, cooling, and air conditioning at our facility, and also medical assistant training, and also hospitality management. We also have the ability to work with mentors by mentoring children in the community, which we have been doing effectively for the last 3 years in our location. And we also will be doing different sports camps and other opportunities to mentor children by helping them with social emotional learning, and also working with children before crime takes place, and also reaching the gangs in our community. As we know, we do have a crime problem, and one of the things that we have discovered through our research is that we are dealing with third generation gangs. We have families that have grown up in a gang culture, and some of our children, that is all that they know. And so we believe that we have assessed a team together that is able and not afraid to be able to go into these areas and set up opportunities for them to be able to have better than what they've been exposed to. And so we are excited about the opportunity. And I do want to say we are a 501c3. It is not a church. We do have a 501c3. And that was one of the qualifications that was required for us to apply for the grant, which we were awarded. So I am thankful for the opportunity. I look forward to partnering with the city. And if there's any questions I could answer, just feel free to look me up and give me a call. And thank you so kindly for your consideration.
Thank you, Pastor McClendon. Thank you, Mr. Mays, for being here, and thank you, Mr. Mays, for your continued service to Macon-Bibb County. I know for a long time you served our community well as a police officer and a deputy, working alongside my father-in-law, and certainly he spoke well of you. Thank you both for being here today. We're going to call on our next vendor today. That is going to be Lois Kids. If you don't mind coming up to the bench and identifying yourself and speaking to that microphone, and let us know what you'd like to hear from us about your particular proposal that you sent in.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor Miller and County Commissioners. My name is Ernestine Gerald Brody. I am with the Lois's Kids Incorporated organization. I am the founder and executive director. Our organization is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we've operated in this community for 7 years. We've managed to make some strides, major strides, with impacting the youth and the communities that we're involved with. One of the things that we do is we provide life skills workshops for our youth. The other is community outreach. Those two are the major two that we focus on, even though we do educational field trips. I'd like to present to you the Star Coalition Project, which is the project that we proposed to the city for consideration for this grant. And I want to review the three core strategies. I'm going to make it as short as I possibly can. I kind of timed myself, and it was 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to reduce the time here. So the Star Coalition Project is a project that we are going to roll out to the community if we have the opportunity. STAR is an acronym for Strategic Targeted Awareness Response. And our team anticipate implementing 3 core strategies that will require collaboration with community leaders, law enforcement, youth organizations, churches, and citizens from the community. Our goal is to reduce violent crime in our community by empowering the community through education, increased awareness, strengthening neighborhood cohesion, provide services that promote positive lifestyle changes and increase community awareness of available resources. This is what we would like to be able to do in our community. So what I want to do now is kind of review the three core strategies. Opportunities provision is the first one, and it includes life skills training. And some of the life skills workshops that we anticipate providing is critical thinking, coping skills, technology, financial management, emotional intelligence, and the other is basic civics on how to vote and the political process. The second under the opportunities provision is mentoring, and there's a midnight basketball game that comes into play here. And how we want to roll that program out is to provide life skills training the first hour. After the 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. period, we will go directly into the basketball games. I have solicited the support of a lot of our young community leaders, millennials, guys who are familiar with the gentlemen who normally are involved in the basketball games. So the midnight basketball games we anticipate being a really big hit for us. We want to include in our opportunities provision employment preparedness workshops, which will include training on interviewing skills, application process, mock interviews, and job searches. Community outreach is the second core strategy, and there are two components to the community outreach program. The first is the citywide family and youth resource event, which we anticipate having representatives from various local and state organizations to share resources available to our citizens. And the second is the community roundtable discussion. I'm really excited about this piece because the community roundtable discussion will allow us to go into each segment of our community. And we anticipate rolling out the first roundtable in March. We will start on the south side. The community roundtables will consist of participants from those specific communities, their community leaders, the youth organizations, churches, and citizens that belong to that community. We will provide a community life skills program, which includes social skills, conflict resolution, relationship building, employment skills, and money management. We anticipate completing a needs assessment at the end of each one of those sessions. That will give us some insight into what is happening specifically in that community. The other is, the last piece is one of our key performance indicators, which we anticipate providing to all of our participants in our programs so that we will have a means of tracking how successful each event will be. And the last core strategy is social intervention. With the social intervention piece, this is going to require that we do provide consultants, such as mental health consultants for this session, because those sessions are going to be geared towards, again, providing life skills. However, we will be able to identify the ACEs experience or formula in each one of those sessions. ACEs is adverse childhood experiences. One of the things, and over the course of the last 7 years, we've had participants who had issues that we weren't able to address. I had the good fortune of participating in a session with the district attorney's office where we were trained for 4 hours on how to identify youth who were possibly experiencing trauma in their homes. They also provided us with direction on where we should go after we identify the participants in our workshops. So I do see this piece of our program being one that we will have to conduct some type of consultation. The last piece is our street level outreach. This component is designed to interact one-on-one with our gang members. I have solicited the support of the Macon-Bibb County Investigation Division. Marcus Baker, who is an investigator for violent crime, has agreed to work with us on this portion of the program. The district attorney's office has agreed to allow Jeremy Grissom and Jeremy Rains, who are two of their investigators and facilitators, to help us with this piece of the project. And we anticipate being able to recruit and reach out to those people or young people in the community who has the potential for gang affiliation and bring them into the loop. One of the commitments that was made by my team is that unfortunately, we are going to have to go into those areas. And it's something that we've all committed to. So this piece is going to help us to try to reach those people or participants who are struggling with what we're dealing with in our community.
1 minute.
All right. I'll close by saying that I am excited about the Star Coalition project. I'm hoping that we will be able to implement some of the strategies that I've talked about. It's going to take all of us in our community at every level to make it happen, and I don't have a problem reaching out to people asking for the support. And I thank you very much for listening to me, but I could have gone on. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here today, and thank you for your presentation. We're going to move on to our final in-person vendor tonight, Royal Science. If you don't mind coming forward, and I think you've got a PowerPoint perhaps we need to load up for you as well.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. It's ready to go.
Good evening. My name is Shakita Maxwell, and I am the president of Royal Science. Today I will talk about the playbook, Preventing Long-Term Anger and Aggression in Youth for Crime Prevention. Next slide, please. So what is play? Play is preventing long-term anger and aggression in youth. It's a playbook for crime prevention. It's a culturally relevant intervention that relies upon the stress reduction and benefits of physical activity. It promotes development of healthy coping skills for youth and young adults, and it also promotes psychoeducational skills, and it also promotes literacy. The key theme for play is that it's a social, gender-related conflict resolution where you relieve stress management from whatever's going on in your house, whatever's going on in the street, whatever's going on in the school, and it improves the youth and young adults' presence and perspective of what they need to do to achieve in school and also in their social environments. So my playbook focus area is West Macon. So you have Anthony Holmes, which is called Bird City, Unionville, and Bloomfield. The age group for our tentative group is 13 through 25 years of age. The tentative timeline is May the 1st through September the 3rd. And I want to start it with a May Day because I want to get attention of the community like, hey, it's a May Day, it's a SOS that we have crime and we need to do something to prevent it. But we need more than talk, action. We need to get the kids involved because we're making a lot of decisions for these children, but we're not asking them, what do you need or how do you need? We're going to adults. I want to go straight to the kids. Next slide, please. So duality. Anger and aggression works at the same time. What duality teaches us is that every aspect of life is created from a balanced interaction of opposite and competing forces. We are gathered here in this room because of a duality. Making violence prevention, MVP, was created to prevent crimes that are caused by the loss of future lives, but we need to save them. By recognizing that tragedies of lost lives were too violent, too frequent, and too numerous to set aside to be idle. Law and order, these forces are opposites, but they also are complementary. They do not cancel each other out. They merely balance each other like dual wings of an eagle. Anger is a barrier to success. It is directly related to high crime. The duality lies in being angry once in a while. That is normal, and it's an unavoidable part of the human condition. But aggression, on the other hand, that is a decision. Although aggression can take many forms, it is most conscious course of action taken as a result of anger. The most extreme form of reactive aggression is violence. It is hard to create any gray areas within this black and white scenario without our highly subjective perception, for it is a litmus test. Next slide, please. So the next program I want to introduce is Lift 5. Lift means linking the interests of families and teachers. Now, this program is going to be solely in the Unionville area, West Macon, which would be Pansy, Madden Avenue, and Duncan Avenue. So I will partner with Parks and Recs, the Frank Johnson Center, with Director Thomas, and we talked about getting those parents of these kids that may have structural problems at home, and we're going to lift 5 ideas that come from a paradigm of 17 things that you can change about a community that's going to change the world. So I picked the 5 things together with him. Number 3 is good health. Number 16 is peace and justice. Number 4, quality education. Number 1 is poverty. And number 2 is hunger. And you ask Shakita, why did you choose that order? Because the last 2 are going to be the hardest. It's hard to change poverty and it's hard to change hunger if you don't have good health, peace, justice, and a good education. I have to bottle it all up. So this would decrease a youth's antisocial behavior and increase their proactive behavior. It aids in development of parenting practices, discipline, and monitoring among disadvantaged parents. And that timeline would be from September the 11th until October the 22nd. And I chose September the 11th because traditionally 9/12, September 12 is Crip Day. No more Crip Days. 9/11 is a day that we all can remember when the towers fell down. Well, West Side is falling down. So I want to call out to them, hey, let's make this a Unionville Day where we start giving back to our community and we start making a difference. Next slide. Crime prevention and interventions. So I have looked up 5 types of crime prevention, and they're on the slides. And I designed out how I would work in the community to filter those crime supports, supporting young persons and their family, breaking the cycle of violence against women and children, and promoting responsibility. These children and parents, I'm a part of that community too. We have to have accountability. We just can't sit around and say, oh, these kids, that generation. No, these are your neighbors. So we need to be neighborly. So the 5 types of crime need 5 solutions and 5 I's: intelligence, intervention, implication, involvement, and impact. We got to stop just doing something. We got to make sure that's going to be significant in their lives and also ours. That is the litmus test. Crime prevention is a litmus test. A litmus test is someone's decision or opinion about something that suggests that they think about a wider range of related things. In psychology, the litmus test is that, which is a single factor, an attitude, event, or fact. and it's decisive. Prevention is defined as the anticipation, the recognition, and the appraisal of a crime risk and the initiation of action to remove or reduce it. The first step in crime prevention is to realize the order in order to prevent it from becoming a crime.
1 minute.
Next slide, please. So the last program I want to involve is called POLO. Prosperity over loss equals opportunity. And this partnership will be with the Macon Regional YDC and also a supportive group home in Macon, Georgia, where we'll have 81 participants, 50 that are in gangs already, and 31 that may be on the edge of being gang affiliated and have interest in gang activity. This group will be from 6 to 18 years old, and the date should be from November the 1st through December the 24th. In conclusion, justice is a litmus test. Justice may be blind, but crime prevention in Macon appears to be farsighted. Royal Science and its partners have prepared, and we are ready and motivated to move operations from stationary to missionary. Through strategic planning, Royal Science has been and is committed to challenging the school to prison pipeline and replacing it with the cradle to college and career to railroad pipeline. With grant funding approved by the City of Macon, Mayor Miller, and the Board of Commissioners, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Maxwell.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you being here today. Our final vendor cannot be present today in person. We do have a video, and I think, Rachel, you're going to get that keyed up for us?
Good afternoon, County Commissioners. Thank you for inviting us to present. My name is Ade Oguntoye, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of One World Link. One World Link is a nonprofit that's been around since 2008. And while our main office is in Atlanta, we've been working in Macon over the past 4 years. Our first year, we were housed at Mercer University. And the last couple of years, we've been in the United Way building. Our work in Macon over the last 4 years has been with more than 30 AmeriCorps members who are Macon residents, and they have been assisting with workforce development and rehabbing homes. We've partnered with organizations like the Urban CEO, Motivating Youth Foundation, Mercer University, United Way, Newtown Macon, and a host of other partners. We recently organized the Buy Black Business Tour that hopefully you were able to attend this past weekend, and we also organized it last year in partnership with Newtown Macon. Our current team of 12 AmeriCorps members have been rehabbing properties mainly in the Pleasant Hill neighborhood. So far, they've rehabbed about 10 properties since September of last year in partnership with Tedra Huston's Mosaic Development Corporation. In relation to our experience curbing gun violence, let's start with the facts. Gun homicide is the leading cause of death for Black males aged 15 to 24. And the cost of one gun homicide can be over $1 million. Now, I've worked in the community safety field and community safety work in Atlanta neighborhoods, namely Neighborhood Planning Unit V, which is near the old Braves Stadium. We chose that neighborhood specifically because while they were about 13% of the city's population, they were over a third of the gun homicides. Since we have implemented our programs and models, which I'll talk about in a bit, the rate of gun homicides in the rest of the city has skyrocketed, while gun homicides in these neighborhoods have declined. The good news is gun violence is preventable. We know that a small amount of individuals commit the vast majority of homicides. So if we can target and redirect them, we can address this problem. So we did our work by using an evidence-based model that relies on local credible messengers and provides them with the training and technical assistance they need. We did this by using a evidence-based program that uses local credible messengers and provides them with the training and support they need to be effective. The Cure Violence model was developed by an epidemiologist who noticed that the spread of disease and the spread of gun violence were nearly identical. And so he used a public health approach to address the growing gun violence in the country. The research shows that the biggest predictor of gun violence is not poverty, it's not gangs or a host of other social ills. The biggest predictor of gun violence is actually previous gun violence. You probably heard the saying that hurt people hurt people. Now we can extend that saying by saying shot people, shoot people. Cure Violence works by using three main components. First, it interrupts the transmission of violence. Now this means that there's street level intervention and getting ahead of problems that the credible messengers see coming. The second thing is mitigating the violence by identifying those that are highest at risk and redirecting them. So those that are highest at risk are on the caseload of these credible messengers, and they provide services, interventions, and treatments for them to redirect their lives. The third piece is by changing the community norms. When people think that certain neighborhoods are places that crime can happen, they're more likely to commit crime there. So if we can change the norms in those neighborhoods, then we can keep violence and we can keep crime from happening in those places. We know that with the right supports and partnerships, we can do the same thing that we did in Atlanta in Macon. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to more partnership.
Okay. Thank you for that presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our workshop that we had today for presentations. We're going to have a meeting at 5 o'clock where we'll talk about the strategic plan, the Community Foundation grants, and we'll have someone from the Sheriff's Department do a presentation that will take up that hour, and we'll begin our regular commission meeting at 6 o'clock tonight. So this time I'll officially call this meeting adjourned, and we'll be back at 5 o'clock. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Macon-Bibb County workshop tonight on Macon Violence Prevention Program. This is a presentation, and we have at least three speakers today to present to us, and we will begin in just a moment. We'll conclude no later than 6 o'clock, hopefully a few minutes early, so we can prepare for our 6 o'clock meeting tonight. This is an update on several things, including the Macon Violence Prevention program that we have here. We wanted to give you some information on where we're at on that, a brief synopsis of the strategic plan, along with an update on Mental Health Matters, a program initiative we started last year, and we're coming up on almost a year very quickly. We're going to do that for you, and then we'll begin an update from the sheriff and his staff. We'll be presenting some crime analysis and statistics tonight for you, and anything they're working on for the Macon Violence Prevention Program. And we'll conclude with an update from the Community Foundation of Central Georgia. Specifically, I've seen Darius Maynard here. He will be presenting the official process, guidelines, and timeline for the community grants that we've been talking about for a while. So at this time, I'd like to welcome everyone here. We're going to go ahead and begin our program tonight with asking Andrea Cook to please come forward. There she has a presentation for you for the strategic plan as well as the mental health matters. Andrea, thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to present the information today. So, June 2021, the Macon-Bibb Mayor Lester Miller launched MVP, or better known as the Macon Violence Prevention Program. It's a broad initiative to bring community leaders together to develop and implement evidence-based solutions to violent crime in our community. Following a robust period of community comment from July 1st to September 1st, MVP leadership came together to develop an initial strategic plan that embraces 4 core principles: facilitating collaboration among leaders, engaging the community, investing in evidence-based solutions, and evaluating effectiveness. While experts are still examining the impact of the pandemic on the increase in violent crime, substantial work has already been done to develop evidence-based interventions to reduce violent crime. Relying on this research and the knowledge of local stakeholders, Macon-Bibb County leaders moved forward quickly to develop, implement, and fund an evidence-based plan to reduce violent crime in our community. Thank you, Rachel. So, next slide. No, I need you to go. I'm sorry. Can you go back to the one? Yeah, that one. Okay. So MVP's mission is to reduce violent crime in Macon-Bibb County, both in the short term and in the long term. Based on available research, community feedback, and input from local subject matter experts, the MVP leadership team developed 18 goals that have been incorporated into the strategic plan. The MVP leadership team identified 6 systemic issues in Macon-Bibb County that contribute to a higher occurrence of violent crime. So those systemic issues are poverty, food insecurity, insufficient access to economic opportunity and quality employment, substance abuse, homelessness, and recidivism. Next slide, please. So we also identified and endorsed the following strategies to address the systemic issues. So the law enforcement-led strategies are improving law enforcement community relations, increasing sheriff's patrols, and fully staffing the sheriff's department, implementing offender-focused and place-focused strategies, investing in proven technologies, and investing in code enforcement. Next slide, please. So the community-led strategies are to improve Macon's education system for early childhood through adult education, investing in mental health resources and consumer participation, providing more supervised activities for youth, providing support, education, and accountability for parents, providing more resources to intervene in situations involving domestic violence, increasing access to transportation. Next slide, please. So isn't that a beautiful puzzle? It's representative of Macon-Bibb County. And some of the programs that have already taken place are the Macon Mental Health Matters Initiative, so mental health support, the Neighborhood Pride and Cleanliness in Clean Streets Matter, the Blight Fight, which is removing blight from our community, the Public Safety Officer Retention and Technology, helping people experiencing homelessness through the opening of the Brookdale Resource Center, raising wages, and so many other projects, some of which we heard about a little bit earlier tonight. So next slide, please. Okay, so this gets a little bit more wordy. MVP programs will be evaluated using the best available evidence, which may include standardized data regarding violent crime occurrence and implementation of community-based programs that have already shown effectiveness in similar communities. Reduction of the instances of violent crime over time, as measured by the Georgia Uniform Crime Reporting Program, is the ultimate measure of effectiveness for MVP. Because the UCR data does not and cannot take into account external factors like COVID-19, the associated spikes in violent crime across the country, it will also be important to view Macon-Bibb's UCR statistics alongside Georgia cities of similar size and demographics. It is important to note that MVP resources are being invested over multiple years. So it would be reasonable to expect gradual improvement over time in the overall crime rate and in the comparative rate to similar communities. In addition to crime statistics and comparatives, individual programs funded through MVP may demonstrate effectiveness as follows. So document participation in activities that replicate programming that shows evidence of effectiveness in similar communities. The program's leadership must demonstrate knowledge of the program they wish to replicate and commit to following that proven model. We will create measurable goals within the community that document progress of the program participants. Examples include consistent participation in the program, avoidance of juvenile court and other court referrals, avoidance of incarceration, or consistent participation in school and adult learning. MVP is committed to funding cutting-edge, innovative initiatives. These programs must demonstrate the ways in which they are addressing identified areas of focus within the MVP strategic plan. The programs must also identify a service gap. They will address and explain why this new innovative method is a better fit for a particular focus area and than existing proven models highlighted in the following research. So next slide, please. Research supported by the Laura and John Arnold Foundation and conducted by the International Association of Chiefs of Police, University of Cincinnati Center for Police Research and Policy, and published in February of 2020, examined available empirical evidence regarding sheriff-led and community-led strategies for preventing violence. This literature review found violence is highly concentrated with chronic offenders and in certain places. Targeted interventions that bear this in mind are generally more effective. Effective interventions are preventative and proactive in addressing underlying factors. Successful strategies address perceptions of legitimacy, community support, and cooperation to create a feedback loop between law enforcement and community residents. Successful interventions establish dense networks of productive relationships between relevant organizations and agencies for implementation and long-term sustainability. Effective interventions are founded on a well-defined theory of change to guide implementation and assessment. Successful interventions incorporate partnerships of active engagement of community stakeholders. And effective interventions incorporate research and evidence-based planning at every stage. Next slide, please. So, Macon Mental Health Matters. According to Mental Health America, Georgia is number 51st for access to mental health care in America. The aim of this program is to address the access issue in our community. Our goal is to firmly place Macon as a leader in addressing this issue. Inability to pay for this care should not be a barrier to obtaining access to care. The Macon Mental Health Matters Initiative services include mental health counseling for both individuals and families, financial counseling, conflict resolution, non-traditional mental health activities such as yoga, the pop-up gyms, training, parenting, and infant and early childhood mental health, etc. So, violence costs cities more than just the lives of its residents. It also costs cities money. The financial toll of violence shows up in the immediate health care and criminal justice costs of the aftermath. But it is also evident in lost income over the longer term as individuals and businesses divest from communities suffering high levels of violence. So furthermore, workforce or workplace violence accounts for $359 billion annually in our country. Interpersonal violence costs our country $5.8 billion. Locally, we don't know, but we hope to measure this through the MVP initiative. Community violence and its lost opportunities. For the medical community, according to AHA.org, $280 million is spent in preparedness and prevention every year, $852 million in reimbursed medical care for victims. It cost us between $765,000 to $2.5 million per fatal shooting we have in any given city. That information is according to the National Institute of Criminal Justice Reform. So, the impact of trauma in early childhood to adolescence. Thank you. So, there is serious impact to the physical development of young people, the psychosocial development of young people, the sexual development, cognitive development, and overall impact to the human brain. Frederick Douglass says it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Gang violence is connected to bullying, is connected to school violence, is connected to intimate partner violence, is connected to child abuse, is connected to elder abuse. It is all connected. There are experiences, particularly in early childhood, that make it extremely predictable that individuals are at substantially higher risk for involvement with violence, be it interpersonal, youth violence, intimate partner violence, dating violence, or child abuse. And as an added caveat, February is Teen Dating and Violence Awareness Month. According to Apple and Holden, the co-occurrence of domestic violence and child abuse is approximately 40%. Next slide, please. So, our program snapshot. No. Can you go back one? Thank you. So from a multidisciplinary perspective, this program aims to assist the child who has been affected by any type of trauma and their caregivers, because we cannot change the circumstances of the child without directly interacting with the caregivers. The entire family is traumatized by the event, therefore we must treat the whole family and indeed the entire community. Caregivers must also be offered an opportunity for their own mental health services. Trauma, be it a personal experience or a community experience, impacts our brains directly and indirectly. Subsequently, the entire family is brought back together to address the trauma, supported by well-trained, supportive, trauma-informed professionals. Next slide, please. So this project includes, and everybody's not listed, so nobody, please be mad at me, includes collaboration with the Division of Family and Children Services, the Regional Department of Juvenile Justice, Atrium Navicent Children's Health Center, the Crescent House, and other agencies as needed. It is imperative that we also work closely with community leaders and those directly impacted by mental illness. Next slide, please. So some of our earlier goals, or our goals of year one, was to establish a no-cost mental health clinic that will serve the marginalized communities in Macon-Bibb County, to offer and provide mental health and other related services for up to 300 families, to provide up to 3 hours per week of counseling services to a child and or sibling group in a family, to increase access to effective mental health care, to participate in training and also train other community mental health agencies assisting the population about how to provide more effective services in our communities, and serving to raise awareness and inform the people within the community about therapy in general, while leading to destigmatize mental health, as well as increasing access to mental health care. So next slide, please. So what we've been able to accomplish is offering services in 8 locations in 4 zip codes. That includes 31204, 31206, 31210, and 31217. We have fielded 2,904 Macon Mental Health Matters calls. 309 of those calls, in addition to that 2904, we've received 309 calls from other cities asking if they can refer people to our program. 604 individuals and or families have been served. There have been 2,192 hours of direct therapy services. This does not include supervision, planning your therapy sessions, and then note-taking afterwards. 41 people have been trained as choice theory therapists, and 409 people have attended our MMHM events, which happen all over the city 4 days a week and oftentimes on Saturdays. So, in closing, when we started this project, I had a lot of hair. I don't have it anymore. It's gone. But we have worked and planned and implemented and worked to give our community a service that we would expect for ourselves. We love this work because the work that we've done not only impacts our clients, but it also impacts every individual that our clients touch. It's helpful to remember that there is no health without mental health, and we are working to help Macon-Bibb a more mentally healthy and prosperous community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Cook, and thank you for being here today, and thank you for your effort for the Mental Health Matters. We look forward in the next month or two bringing you back to give a complete overview of this last year's successes and challenges. This time we're going to move on to an update from the Sheriff Davis's office. I understand that we have Sergeant Centel Smith from the Crime Analysis Unit. I believe I've got that right. If not, you can correct me. If you'll come by, I know we've got a PowerPoint as well with some information that you're going to present. I'm not going to swear him in, but I'm sure he's been sworn at a few times. So,
yes.
Thank you, sir, for being here today, and thank you for stepping in on the sheriff's part today.
Yes,
and
yes,
you can
sir.
begin anytime you want to.
All right, Runner, first, thank y'all for allowing me to speak with y'all this evening. And on behalf of Sheriff Davis, I know that he wished that he could be here to provide you the status of the crime that we have impacted to deter criminal activities in Macon-Bibb County on behalf of our staff. In 2021, our sheriff office responded to over 109,447 calls for services, which is down approximately 12% from last year, which is little over 14,000 calls for services, which we responded to. Next slide, please. As a result of low call volume and during our 21st century policing with MVP in mind, the Bibb County Sheriff Office switched to the 2020, and 2020 began using uniform crime reporting under the National Incident-Based Reporting. For today's presentation, I'm going to be providing to you today approximately 17 of the 24 criminal offenses that are available for the National Incident-Based Reporting. But we're going to cover the ones that are the most touching, which is our persons and property crimes. With that being said, for 2021, the next slide, please, there are approximately 17,782 reported criminal offenses in which we investigated from the Bibb County Sheriff Office, as to opposed to last year, which was 14,802, putting us a little bit down, 14% reduction in crime from our violent and person and property crimes. There's literally is about 2,020 crimes that are less for last 2021. Why it may seem difficult to believe that, but we work very hard to make sure that we're being a presence in the community and partnering with our community with our mission in mind of providing services to the community. That being said, over the past 4 years since 2018, the Bibb County Sheriff Office has worked diligently to reduce crime in Macon-Bibb County. Since 2018, we have dropped almost 35% of crime over the past 4 years, and that's through using different 21st century policing and using different technologies. But let's look at a little bit closer at some of the crimes that we want to talk about, which is going to be the violent crimes that I know that many are always worried about. And for 2021, we literally entered the year 33 incidents less in violent crimes, which make it a 1% reduction. And some of those crimes that we're going to talk about today is just, which is amazing. I know that a lot of times we hear is about homicides and what's considered murders. Over the past 4 years, like many nations, many cities with a population of 150,000 or more has seen an increase in crime. What are those external factors that's causing those crimes increases is unknown at this time, and we probably won't know for a few years after continued studies. But if we go to our next slide, we'll show that our robberies for the past 4 years, both our commercial and personal robberies, pretty much continue to go down or remain relatively the same, whether the personal robberies or commercial robberies. Knowing that businesses are completely impacted the most by robberies, our units have focused on crime prevention methods to make sure that our citizens feel safe to shop, as well as businesses feel safe to have businesses here in Bibb County. And again, like I said, we ended a 1% reduction in crime for violent crimes in Bibb County. As we talk about our property crimes, we go to the next 2 slides, please. We had an 18% reduction in property crimes. Those property crimes include things such as commercial burglaries, residential burglaries, entering autos, automobile thefts, and other larceny crimes. That being said, our burglaries for residential and commercial continue to go down over the past 4 years. We had a reduction in both our burglaries for residential and commercials, as well as our auto thefts continue to drop each year through community education and involvement and reminding people how to be safe in their communities with their homes. Moving forward, and also in 2021, one of the biggest things that plague many cities across is entering autos, because those are easy access. As we continue to have outreach programs through our sheriff outreach session, we have had a reduction in our entering autos as well as our thefts. We continue to remind citizens through education and awareness that don't be a victim of a crime by securing your vehicles and securing your neighborhood and being on the lookout. Having the extra eyes in the community, because like all agencies across, we are working with limited manpower to help combat crime, and the community is a big help for that. If you can go to the next slide, please. That being said, because the sheriff office believe in the community and we want to try to keep the community safe, we have done, next slide, please. We have continued enforcements in our communities, which help reduce the violence in our cities, which led to that 1% reduction, also reduction in property crimes. That being said, we currently beat the national average in our clearances of homicides, with over 63%, as to where the national average is 54%. Throughout the 2021, we continue to have many operations which was beneficial to help combat those crimes that's going on. We are using different stakeholders in the community. We had programs such as our United Front, which went after targeted violent offenders who continue to be complete plagues in our community and continue to victimize people. We looked at our individuals who was committing a lot of these residentials and commercial burglaries, and once we removed those offenders from the streets, we had a great reduction in that. We also had one individual who committed over 100 crimes of entering autos and credit card fraud, which victimized our cities from here to all the way to the West Coast. We was able to take that person to custody, and that made a big difference. Like many cities in Middle Georgia, we had a string of catalytic converters that was being stolen. We was able to put a big dent in that. We'll continue to work in 2022 to continue to combat crime and using new technology, which I know that my counterparts will come up and talk to you about probably in a few moments about some of the new initiatives that we have coming in the future.
Thank you, Sergeant Smith. We have anyone else with your department today that'll be speaking? No, sir.
I'll be calling Captain Meadows up here.
Okay.
I think he's going to give you a brief overview of one of the technologies that we're going to be bringing for 2022.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sheriff Davis asked me to update you guys on the progress of ShotSpotter.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to end up with 135 sensors in the pre-planned area, and that includes a number of redundant sensors that are in certain areas that statistically have proven to be problem spots. We are at this point are 95% complete on the installations. The 21st and 22nd, they're going to be finishing up some school installations, and that should get us complete. Training began today, will continue tomorrow, and Sergeant Smith is already planned to become a trainer. So we will be able to plan patrolmen as the need arises. We've already made plans to get all the currently trained students login credentials. So everything's rolling along pretty well. We've got dispatch filled in, so the dispatchers know where to go to log in, and they know how to handle each shot spotter call. So we're still looking at the 24th as a go live date. That was the date we said to get everything as far as the sensors, the equipment, and the training in place. So when we actually start using it may vary a little bit, but the progress is very good. We've got churches involved, fire department locations, got Macon Mall involved, various businesses, and only about 15% of those are private residences, which is good. So that ends up with more permanent placements of sensors.
Thank you, Captain Meadows, for that information. I appreciate all your good work. Will that complete the Sheriff's Department's report? Thank you. I appreciate that, and thanks for that valuable information. I'm sure you'll be getting something in the news media with those statistics, and I know that those are something that we have to report nationally, and they can be easily verified. So we appreciate that. We're going to move on to our final update. That's the update from the Community Foundation of Central Georgia. I know we have at least one person, maybe others, that may be speaking on behalf. If you could just please identify yourself. I think we may have a presentation of that as well.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Darius Maynard, the Program Officer at the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, and it is my pleasure to present this update on the Macon Violence Prevention Grant Program to you all tonight. The Community Foundation is glad to be a partner with the Macon-Bibb County Commission and government to fight and deter crime and prevent crime here in the Macon-Bibb County area. The purpose of this program is the Community Foundation of Central Georgia, in partnership, of course, with Macon-Bibb County, established this grant program to support local charitable organizations, which are 501c3 public charities and faith-based organizations, in their efforts to reduce violent crimes in our community. The Macon Violence Crime Prevention Program aligns with the county's Macon Violence Prevention Strategic Plan, which is the foundation of this grant program. And this plan, in alignment with this program, is to support organizations in their work to reduce and ultimately prevent violent crimes here in Macon-Bibb County. Through this program, the Community Foundation will consider applications for community-led projects and services that are designed to reduce and or prevent violent crime here in Macon-Bibb County. Next slide, please. So what are the objectives of this program? Well, first, we are looking to support the efforts of local nonprofits and faith-based organizations to reduce, prevent, and deter crime through their programming and services. Secondly, we are encouraging community collaboration. That is key. That's important to this program to be a success. If an individual has a great idea to reduce violent crime in their neighborhood, we also encourage them and suggest to them that they find a nonprofit or a faith-based organization to partner with. Grantee learning exchanges will also be held to build connection and develop collaboration between organizations working to stop the violence and fight for your youth and their future. And lastly, we are encouraging sustainability of projects by strengthening the internal structure of nonprofits. Next slide, please. Since the announcement of this partnership between the Community Foundation and the Macon-Bibb County government, we have been hard at work structuring a program that we think will be beneficial to this community. We have reached out to the Central Indiana Community Foundation, which has been doing this since 2003. The Indiana community has been doing it since 2003, but the Central Indiana Community Foundation took it over in 2013 with a very similar program. And so we have been working a lot with them, learning from them, and getting a lot of great advice. Some important dates coming up is on February 18th, which is this Friday. Our grant guidelines, as well as orientation, will go live on the CFCGA website. So on the Community Foundation of Central Georgia's website on this Friday, February 18th, which is www.cfcga.org, the grant guidelines for the Macon Violence Prevention Program will go live. And also, grantees or applicants will be able to sign up to attend one of the 4 trainings that we will have to cover this program prior to people applying to it. So it's a mandatory orientation of the program that is required for anyone who wants to apply to this program for funding. They have to attend this orientation, and they can begin signing up for one of those 4 sessions on starting on this Friday. It'll be 2 in person and 2 held virtually. All right. Look over here. The MVP, back up one. That's okay. You're fine. You're fine. Starting February 28th through the March the 4th. Again, that's the MVP grant program, the required orientation that we'll be offering. And then on March 7th, that is when the application goes live. That is when those that have attended that mandatory orientation / training will be able to start accessing the application and applying for funding. Okay? They will have essentially 1 month to complete their application and have it submitted to the Community Foundation by April 4th of 2022. All right, so the applications go live on applications go live on March 7th, and they close on April 4th of 2022. And again, orientations will be convenient and accessible, and they'll be offered live and virtually. Next slide, please. Through its legislative process, this body has delegated some tasks and responsibilities for the Community Foundation, and we are willing and able to provide an update on those this evening. So those responsibilities are to develop and publicize grant programming guidelines, including eligibility, evaluation, and reporting requirements, provide technical assistance and training to applicants to ensure organizations with less experience applying for and managing grants have potential for success, provide opportunities for collaboration and mutual learning among grantees, and provide community awareness and engagement in violence prevention programs. Next, we'll stay right there actually. So for that first bullet, develop and publicize grants, again, want to reiterate that the application guidelines will go live this Friday, February 18th. Applicants will be able to view grant guidelines for the Macon Violence Prevention Program at our website and also register to attend that mandatory orientation. Eligibility. Applicants and grantees must be a 501c3 or a faith-based organization that is based here in Macon-Bibb County. And the proposed program or service must also be delivered here in Macon-Bibb County. In terms of evaluation for the application, a matrix of criteria that will be used to consider whether to fund a grant request is also included in the Macon Violence Prevention Grant Guidelines. So those who are applying can look at the guidelines and see exactly what this program will be looking at in determining whether or not to fund their request. And then, of course, reporting requirements. All grantees will be required to provide quarterly reports and attend a mid-year check-in to receive the second half of their funding to be eligible to apply for this program as well as other Community Foundation grant programs in the future. And data on the program will be required from the grant term and the following 4 years. So those nonprofits will be required to continue to track their updates for 4 years after the completion of their project. So we'll have that historical data as well. All right. In terms of providing technical assistance and training to the applicants, we already mentioned several times about the orientation going live on the 18th for sign up. Also, during the application window, we will hold virtual office hours for applicants, and they will be able to sign up for a time slot to meet with me, to have questions answered, and also to seek technical help to resolve their technical problems. And whether or not an organization is selected to be a grant recipient in this cycle, they will be eligible to participate in training to strengthen their organization. This training will be required for grant recipients, and training will include such topics as board governance, financial management, fundraising, grant writing, setting organizational goals and objectives, scalability, and program sustainability. Going on to the next bullet of providing opportunities for collaboration and mutual learning among grantees. Grant recipients will be required to attend collaborative learning exchanges. This will provide them opportunities for applicants to share best practices, learn from each other, find ways to partner with other recipients for a stronger impact, as well as support each other throughout this grant process. And then finally, promote community awareness and engagement in violence prevention programs. Community Foundation, in partnership with Macon-Bibb County, will promote grantees' projects, programs, and/or services on their social media accounts to continue to support the great work of those organizations and the positive change that they are making in our community. Grantees will also be provided an online toolkit which will have access to logos, press release templates, project, program, and service, marketing tips, as well as a wealth of other useful information for them. And again, I just want to reiterate that Community Foundation is proud to be a partner with Macon-Bibb County in this effort to prevent violent crime here in Macon-Bibb County, and we look forward to the road ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maynard, for that presentation. If you don't mind, just one more time, if you could say it a little slower and do your website. I know there's some folks at home that are wanting to write that down and make sure they can get to the place to find out more information and to do their things online.
Most certainly. First, we're going to start with the W's. www.cfcga.org.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You got it?
I appreciate you being here today. I appreciate the other members of the foundation for being here today, and thank you for the collaborative effort that we had in this and your cooperation on getting this most important thing done. So again, commissioners, this is your opportunity to receive the presentations. We'll give you the links for any information that you needed from our presentations tonight, and we'll stand adjourned until 6 o'clock when we begin our regular commission meeting. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday, February the 15th, Macon-Bibb County Commission meeting. We're glad you joined us here tonight, and we have several items on the agenda for consideration. We're going to begin our meeting like we always do, and that will be with a prayer. At this time, I'd ask Very Reverend Scott Winchell, the pastor of St. Joseph's Church, to please come forward to the podium. That'll be followed by our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. God of power and might, wisdom and justice, through you authority is rightly administered, laws are enacted, and judgment is decreed. Assist the mayor of our community and our Macon-Bibb County Commissioners with your spirit of counsel and fortitude, wisdom and knowledge. May they always seek the ways of righteousness, justice, and mercy. Grant that they may be enabled by your powerful protection to lead our county, our community with honesty and integrity. Bless them for their service. Watch over them in their lives and their families, their friends. Keep them close to your care and always bring them closer to you in their lives. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the Holy Spirit, God forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. I'm not aware of any announcements tonight, so we'll move right on with the approval of the minutes. I'd entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes from February the 1st, 2022 for our regular commission meeting. Can I get a motion to approve? Got a motion by Commissioner Wynn. Can we get a second? Second by Commissioner Wilder. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Thank you very much. We do not have a presentation tonight, so we'll move on to public comments on agenda items. Have we received anything? No, we didn't. Okay. We have received no public comments on agenda items requests tonight, so we'll move right into our new business. We have one item on new business tonight, and I see my good friend Dr. Wanda West is here. And if anyone else is here to be present with you, please let us know. This is a item A. 8A is an ordinance to authorize the appropriation of up to $450,000 American Rescue Plan Act funds for the purpose of funding the mayor's Macon-Bibb Literacy Alliance for a period of 3 years. This is a match with the Macon-Bibb County School System. And just briefly, Dr. West, if you may come forward to do your presentation. But I want to remind commissioners, this is a meeting that we held, a joint meeting with the Macon-Bibb County Board of Education, where this presentation was done before. We communicated quite a bit about the literacy program along with the school systems, and indicated that we bring back a resolution at a later date after having signed a memorandum of understanding that you've all received. So Dr. West, thank you for being here today. I hope all is well with you, and I appreciate if you could give us a little bit more information about why we're here today on this issue.
Thank you. And it is my pleasure to see all of you all again, to the distinguished mayor and this distinguished council. Tonight, I've come back to talk about the Certified Literacy Community Program in Macon and Bibb as the Mayor's Literacy Council. And I'd like to share, sort of summarize where we are and make a recommendation for your consideration. The last time we were here, the Macon-Bibb County Board of Commissioners, the Bibb County Board of Education, and Central Georgia Tech pulled together. And so tonight, we're asking the commissioners to seek to ratify a memorandum of understanding between the Macon-Bibb County, the Bibb County School District, and Central Georgia Technical College pertaining to the Mayor's Literacy Alliance. For a little background information, and we provided this when we were with you the last time, on August 26, 21, at the joint Bibb County School District and the Bibb County Commissioners, Wanda West presented on formulating a certified literacy community program in Macon-Bibb County as the mayor's literacy council. The community literacy program will be a nonprofit collaborative that raises the visibility of literacy and provides support to local literacy providers and individuals in need of service for this community. In 1990, the Technical System College of Georgia and the Georgia Council on Adult Literacy created a certified literacy community program as a means for a community to establish a nonprofit collaborative to promote, support, and enhance local community literacy efforts. And I'm excited about this because this will be in support of the needs that you have, the needs that we have across the city of Macon. A memorandum of understanding between the Macon-Bibb County, the Bibb County School District, and Central Georgia Technical College was executed on November 2021. So, in ratification of the agreement that has been signed by the parties, the Macon-Bibb County proposes and to allocate the amount not to exceed $140,000 per fiscal year for a period of 3 years to support the creation of a literacy network. And this network will increase the graduation rate, decrease the dropout rate, and lower adult literacy within the Macon community. For the remainder of the 2021-22 fiscal year, we are asking that the county will probate the funding and allow or allocate an amount not to exceed $46,000 to contract literacy services with Central Georgia Technical College and the Bibb County School District. The funding source for this initiative will be the American Rescue Plan. So tonight, we'd like to recommend that this commission ratify the memorandum of understanding that has been provided, that is established between Macon-Bibb County, the Bibb County School District, and Central Georgia Technical College with your approval and your agreement. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Dr. West. It's my understanding that the Macon-Bibb County School System had a meeting as well, a call meeting, and they'll be taking up this at their meeting as well to ratify the previous discussions that we've had here and to support this program. You've heard the presentation. Is there a motion to approve? Can a motion to approve by everyone? Can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Howell. Any discussion, any questions for Dr. West? Any comments? Commissioner Lucas, I see you about to come out your seat over there. You have any comments? I know,
because you know that I know that right. Education is so important, and literacy. A few years back, there was some research done that showed there were, 50, 60, 70,000 people who in this general area without a high school diploma. But an even larger number than that is the number of people who are really afraid of learning to read, afraid to enjoy reading, afraid to be able to understand just common things. And so in our community, this would be the beginning of work on that particular negative that we have in our community. So I'm happy to endorse this as a retired teacher and counselor, and I just know the importance of literacy. Our illiteracy rate is one of those negatives that's used in determining that our community qualifies for a lot of helping programs, and we want to turn that around in the other direction. So, Mr. Mayor, fellow commissioners, I wholeheartedly endorse setting up this literacy, what do we call it? Literacy Alliance.
Thank you, Commissioner Lucas, and I think everyone is on the same page here. And I think it's one of those things that we look forward to meeting with the school system again and doing joint projects like this as further evidence of the relationship that we have with Central Georgia Technical College, which I think is going to lead the effort in this. As a matter of fact, we've mentioned it briefly, but we'll say it publicly now, as one of our hopes is to bring back the library that was formerly over on Thomason Road to the Macon Mall location. That will be a great way to do some programming there from this literacy movement that we're doing. So we'll bring that to you at a later time, but we hope to have a library back on that side of the town there at the Macon Mall location, and certainly work in collaboration with our partners right across the street there at Central Georgia Technical College. So we do have a motion and a second. Thank you for that information. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. West, for being here.
So much. Thank you so much. We're so excited, and I hope to see you in September, and we can celebrate some great things that have taken place by pulling the teams back together.
Thank you.
I'm short, Lester.
There you go. Okay. Thank you, Dr. West. Dr. West knows from time to time she and I have to put each other on word limits, so tonight she was on one of those. We don't have any old business tonight to discuss, but we do have numerous items on the consent agenda. We have items A through Z on the consent agenda. This time I entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as published. Got a motion by Commissioner Pro Tem Clark. Can I get a second? Second by Commissioner Jones. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Opposed, nay. That motion carries. We do have several items on the agenda that are referred to committee of a whole. Since we do not have a meeting tomorrow, you know we may have some new items that may be added to the agenda before our March the 1st meeting, which is the first day of the month, and also the Tuesday meeting night. We'll let you know if we're going to be at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, depending on the amount of requests we get in. We have several items referred to committee of the whole. You got one for a executed commercial solid waste franchise agreement. We've been doing a franchise. We had a new person, Waste of Georgia, submit an application. We have the resolution appointing Aaron Keller to the Rosa Parks Square Board, also Clarence Thomas, Jonathan Barton, and Eric Manson and Joanne Fowler on Macon Housing Authority boards. There's no need to go into executive session tonight, so at this time, our meeting is hereby adjourned.